Sorry. Oh, yeah. Stephanie's computer is telling her she's unstable. Well, that's not very nice of your computer, Stephanie. I think you're a very stable person. Okay, there you go. Now we can lay down and enjoy the change in our relationship to gravity. While you're laying here, see if you can get your shoulders to relax. Encourage the front of your chest to open. Maybe take a few deep breaths here at your own pace. While keeping the shoulders relaxed and open, start to move your arms up and down as if you're making a snow angel across the floor. See if you can keep your shoulders open and resting on the floor the whole time. If you notice them start to lift up, it's more like a round forward feeling. Maybe hang out there for a moment or two. You know, with excessive computer work and knitting and spinning, my shoulders want to round forward more than usual. You can use gravity here to help. When you find a good spot for your arms where you feel like your shoulders are, what's a good word for it, where you have to work a little bit to keep your shoulders open, so a little bit of maybe stretch is going on, start to rock your knees side to side. So you can let your hips go with your knees here a bit. But you're going to try and keep your arms and your shoulders down. So this might get you a little bit of a stretch, like through the armpits, through the side of the body. If you're not very tight though, through these areas, you might not feel much. That's okay. And still do this movement to help warm up our spine today. And see if while you're doing this, can you create a little extra space on the back of your neck? So maybe even lift your head up off the floor, tuck your chin a little bit, then set it back down, just so the back of your neck's just a little bit longer. And you can let your head and neck kind of roll along with you as you're rocking your knees side to side. And if your arms were tight but starting to feel a bit more open, feel free to change their position some. Just play with where arms feel good. Might want to be a little bit more overhead here. And maybe even cross one leg over the other, so you could cross at the knees, or maybe just place one ankle on one knee and continue to rock your legs. So you can do like a figure four or just a cross-leg position. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed. And then we're going to cross the other leg. Nope, bad wording. We're going to change the cross in our legs. There we go. Crossing the other leg over. And feel free to adjust your arms if you want to. Okay, let's go ahead and still the movement with our legs. Bring both feet to the floor And let's go ahead and snow angel our arms just a few more times. So let them slide up and down across the floor. I'm actually feeling this arm thing quite a bit at the moment, so let's keep going with that. Let's grab our ball or yoga block that we have handy for shoulder bridge, and I want you to place it. Yeah, let's go ahead and place it either in between the palms, or if you want to do forearms, you can. Forearms is going to be harder. I'm going to start with palms, so palms facing each other, and I'm going to squeeze the ball. So rather than holding it with my fingers, I'm going to squeeze my arms together. And then let's take our arms, and we can start with them maybe on our belly. And then we're going to bring them straight up towards the ceiling. And this is where we squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then while you're here, let your shoulder blades sink down to the floor. And keep squeezing your ball as you bring your arms overhead. Whee! And get them right down by the floor if you can, or as far as you can go, but don't actually rest them on the floor, and then bring them back up to face the ceiling. Not face the ceiling, but arms straight up, pointing at the ceiling. There we go. I can do props today. Okay, so keep squeezing the ball or yoga block, and we'll take our arms back overhead as far as you can. And then come back up. Let's do 3 more of these. So bring it overhead, squeezing, keeping the arms straight. And back overhead. And we have 2. And last one. Okay, you can lower your arms, set your ball to the side, and then go wide arms one more time across the floor, and then do a little rock back and forth with the knees. Legs can be crossed or not, doesn't matter. What I was trying to do here is open us up through our pecs a bit more. And using the ball and squeezing, we're able to warm them up and create a little bit of heat. So that was my logic on that. Okay, go ahead and still your knees. You can bring your arms down alongside your body now. And let's get ready for a shoulder bridge. So let's start with the ball or yoga block between our knees. Give that a little squeeze. And for any of these shoulder bridges today, I realize I should have said this in the beginning, but for any of these, if you want to elevate your feet like we did last week, feel free to grab a bolster or a foam roller, or even fold up your blanket. I'm going to do that. I want a little height, so I'm going to fold my blankie one more time. There we go. Kind of liked that last week. Okay. Then we're going to squeeze our yoga ball or block and bring our hips up off the floor for our first shoulder bridge of the day. And just check in on how you're feeling here. Give the ball a good squeeze. Imagine you're pulling your heels in towards your bum to engage your hamstrings. And let's do 15 dips here. So we're going to dip down to the floor and then back up for 15. And then 14. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Let's hold up for just a moment here and do little pulses up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
working on that.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and roll down. I think I think Siri was talking to us again. Every week. Okay, let's transition to putting the strap around our thighs. So removing the ball or yoga block, moving to our strap. I'm gonna grab a quick drink while I'm up. Okay. Then we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna push out into our strap. It doesn't have to be very far, like you can if you want to go into more of an open knee, or just think about the strap as a little bit of resistance to lean into with the legs. Okay, let's go ahead and roll on up for our shoulder bridge. Okay, we're gonna do 15 down and ups. Here we go. We got 15, 14, 13. So a few things to think about while we're doing this is keeping your hamstrings engaged. So doing what you need to do with those heels to get your butt smiling. Think about an active push into your strap or your band. Let's see if both glutes are firing equally as you lift. Maybe one leg's doing most of the work. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna hold at the top of 1 and then pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold up though just a little bit more and start to pulse our knees open for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and roll on down. Let's keep our straps where they are right now, our loops or our stretchy bands. And I want you to bring your awareness to your pelvis. Maybe do a little imprint neutral here. So just feeling into the belly, feeling into the muscle engagement. Think about pulling up from the pubic bone into the base of the ribs and then relaxing all the way. And just flowing with that. A few more moments here. Now I invite you to find your neutral pelvis for belly dance. So think about something in between imprint and your just normal neutral. Some area where your belly muscles are slightly engaged, but your back is not. And then from here, let's do a little marching. So we're gonna lift one foot up off the floor so that leg comes in a table pose. And then we'll set it back down and then do the other leg. So our resistance band is creating a little bit of resistance, as it should here as we're working. And our job is to keep our pelvis stable and neutral. So keeping our bellies engaged here, somewhere between imprint and neutral. And as you're doing this, try not to let your pelvis rock side to side any. So one of the things we're doing by doing this with our band is we're creating a little bit of torque through our SI joints. So if you're feeling any pain or discomfort, obviously skip this. Just take a moment and just relax. But it's also a good way to tell if you might have some SI joint instability because you might start feeling it in those areas. But if your body is okay with it, it can help create some strength and stability around the SI joint and the pelvis movement. Okay, one more each side. And then go ahead and set your feet down. Let's keep our hips in this kind of belly dance neutral posture and take our hands and place them on either side of our body. So you want your fingertips at the top of your pelvis, and let's do the bottom of your palm against your rib cage, or you can do your thumb at the bottom of your rib cage if you want to do like little claw hands. But we're having them here on the side, not up towards the front, but here on the side. And then let's try a few hip ups here. So you're going to bring the right hip or right side pelvis up towards the base of the ribs. So like you're pinching your fingers together, or you're pinching your palm and fingers together, and then other side, left. So we're just doing a little bit of work through our side core here. And other side, left and right and left and right. So again, as you're doing this, if you're feeling it through your back, come into imprint just a little bit more so that you start to feel it more through the obliques. So it's like side and front of belly. Okay, then if this is starting to feel good for you, go ahead and come up into a shoulder bridge and try it there. If you are struggling on the floor and feeling it more in your back, go ahead and stay on the floor and keep working. Otherwise, come on up in a shoulder bridge. And here you're going to want to try and keep that imprint posture and feel the movement through the belly versus the back. So we're getting a little core work here in shoulder bridge. Okay, and go ahead and stop the hip up down movement, and we're going to go into twist. So keeping the core engaged, glutes engaged, you're going to let the right pelvis, right side of your pelvic area, words y'all, you're going to twist your hips so the right side goes down towards the floor, then you're going to go to neutral, twist to the left side, twist down towards the floor. Hopefully that makes sense. So right twist, left twist, keeping glutes and hamstrings engaged, little twists here. 5 more each side. 4. And we have 3. And 2. And last one. 1. Okay. Go ahead and relax for a minute, and then we're just going to do 5 shoulder bridges up and down just to reset everything from the twist. Okay, here we go. Roll up for 5, touch down and come back up for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, go ahead, lower down. You can remove your stretchy band. And then we're going to just take a moment to hug our knees into our chest, just in case we got into any low back there. Okay. So with our knees to our chest, let's start with both legs. So we're going to reach behind, grab the back of both legs. If you want, you can use a strap here too to hold your legs if you don't want to with your hands. And let's just start by straightening your legs up towards the ceiling and then bringing them back down in the bent. And let's do toes pointed as we come up and then feet flexed as we come down. So point and lift, flex and lower. Few more here, and then we'll switch our feet. Okay, let's go ahead and do flexed as we straighten, and then point as we lower. let's hug our knees back into our chest and stop the leg movement. We're going to let the left leg come down to the ground. It can be straight or bent here. And then right leg, we're going to straighten back up towards the sky. We can let go with our hands. And then you want that right leg as straight as you can get it. And let's start by circling at the ankle. So just little circles here. Maybe let them get progressively larger if the movement's feeling good. Maybe imagine that you're scraping the inside of a honey jar or a peanut butter jar to really scrape around the edges and change directions. Ooh, foot cramp, foot cramp. Okay, and then you can go ahead and still that movement, and then with the legs still straight, you're going to pull the toes back, and then the foot back, toes curl, foot pushes away. So toes are going to pull back, then foot, toes curl, foot pushes away. Toes, foot, toes curl, push away. And keep going here. Toes reach. Foot reaches, toes curl, foot curls. Toe, foot, toe, foot. One more and then we'll change our toes here. Okay, so let's keep our toes curled and we're gonna pull the foot back. And then we're gonna reach the toes and push the foot away, curl the toes. The toes curled, bring the foot in towards the shin, reach the toes in. Push the foot away, curl the toes. Foot, toes, foot, toes. So foot reach, toe reach, foot pushes away, toes curl. Two more, foot, toes, foot, toes. Last one, foot, toes, foot, toes. Okay, now from here, I want you to start pumping your foot. So pump, 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 pump. And then we're going to lower the whole leg down towards the floor, really slow here. So starting to lower down, 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 pumping the foot. Feel your glute engaged as you start to lower. Pump, 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 pump. Come down so you almost touch the ground and then come back up. Pump, 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 pump. We're going to do one more of those. So not only is this working our calf and our shin, but we're also working our hip flexor and our glute a little bit, and our quad is getting a good workout. Whew. Okay, let's do one more. One more, down we go. And up. Okay, let's go ahead and hug that right knee into the chest. And then let's take it out to the side. So we're going to let our right arm pull it out to the right. Coming into a little one-sided happy baby here. And then go ahead and return the leg back to center and set it back down on the floor. And we're going to go give our left leg some love. So go ahead and hug your left knee into your chest. And let's go ahead and straighten the leg. If you feel a little bit tight because it was just resting, maybe bend and straighten a few times. And then when you feel ready, extend it straight, let go with the hands. And begin your ankle circles. Circle, circle, circle. And then change directions. Maybe imagine you're scraping the inside of a honey jar or a peanut butter jar, and you're trying to get every last bit. And then go ahead and still that movement, and we're going to get going with our ankle exercise here of pulling the toes back towards the shin, and bring the whole foot back, and curl the toes away, push your foot away. So toes reach, foot reaches, toes curl, foot pushes away. Toe reach, foot reach, toe curl, push away, toe, foot, I didn't mention this on the other side, but just a reminder to check your alignment. Is your foot lined up over your knee? Is your knee lined up over your hip? Do you notice anything trying to turn in or out? Do your best to consciously straighten things. Okay, let's change our foot here. We're going to keep our toes curled at the top. Then we're going to pull the whole foot back, and then the toes are going to reach. Foot pushes away, toes curl. So foot reaches, then toes. Foot pushes away, toes curl. Foot, toes, foot, toes. Foot reach, toe reach. Foot push away, toes curl. Let's go for 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to get that foot pumping, pump, pump, pump. And then start to lower the leg. Nice and slow here. Strong quad as you come down. Feel your glute engaged as you get lower. And stop just an inch or 2 above the floor, and then come on back up. And back down. Pump, 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 pump. Straight leg here. And back up. Working on that hip flexor and the quad. Last one. Down we go. And back up. Okay, go ahead and hug the left knee into the chest. And then let your leg open to the left here, so coming into a bit of a happy baby on one side. And then go ahead and let your left leg rest on the floor. I'm going to grab a quick drink, and then we're going to work our inner thighs and outer legs. Y'all are doing okay. Totally fine you have your cameras off, but it has me going like, oh, I hope internet's okay. I hope my internet's okay. Okay. Let me know if there are any problems, and I can troubleshoot. Okay, we're gonna do this laying down, just like we were. Let me pause the music for a second because I gotta get my timer going. If you're finding you have a lot of fatigue keeping your legs up in the air, because we're gonna lay down and put our feet back up in the sky. Maybe think about putting your hips up on a bolster or even your blanket, and that's gonna help you keep your legs up. And, okay, I got my phone prepped. So down we go, legs are up. So we're gonna do the exercise where we keep our legs straight. We're gonna turn kneecaps out to the side, rotate from the hips to turn the knees out to the side some. And then we're gonna do a slow open and then a slow close. And I got our timer for that. So we're gonna do 30 seconds for each thing. So go ahead, get your legs up. Let's do our exterior hip rotation. So slight turning out at the knee or at the hip to turn the knee out. And we're going to take 30 seconds starting now to open our legs into the side split we here. So here we go. That was way too fast on my part. So we should be at about the halfway point now. And then continue. Again, if you need to elevate your hips here, feel free to do so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold here for 30 seconds. So if you need some things to think about while you're holding, you can flex and point your feet. That can be nice. You can even do ankle circles here. We're halfway through. You can work on breathing, relaxing the back of the neck and the shoulders. And we're going to start our slow climb starting now. 30-second climb.
And we're only going to do 2 rounds of this today. I know it's been a minute since we've done it. I think we're all tired, so we won't do a big push here. Whew. We are halfway up now. And we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and start to open again. So keep the quads engaged here. Think about lifting the kneecap up away from the feet. Think about the rotation coming from the glutes here. We're halfway down. And remember to breathe, relax the back of the neck, relax the shoulders. And we're going to hang out here now. So maybe circle ankles, point flex feet if you need to. Remember to breathe. Maybe try breathing way down into the belly. And we're halfway there. You've got this. 10 seconds. Remember, you're stronger than you think. 3, 2, 1, and climb. I should say that your body is stronger than sometimes your thinks it is. Climb, slow climb, slow climb. My legs are shaking. We're halfway there. Shake, shake, shake. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. And you are done with that. Maybe rock your hips side to side. If that feels good, give your low back a little massage here. And then go ahead and make your way onto your side and come on up to seated. Let me see. I'm going to make sure we do arms, but while we have warm legs, let's do a little bit of a lunge series. Kind of light like we did last week. So grab yoga blocks. Grab knee padding, aka blanket if you need it. And let's make our way into our 90-degree angle lunge. Here we are. Let's start with that left leg forward this time, right leg back. Your hip flexors should be nice and warm and open from everything we just did. So let's take advantage of that. Let's squeeze our back glute, get it engaged. Let's push that back shin into the floor. And then think about lengthening your low back just like you go into imprint by engaging the muscles to bring the pubic bone up towards the base of the ribs. Maybe arms up. And then if you want to go into a little lateral bend, we can do a little lateral bend to the left. If you're not feeling this through the front of the right hip, maybe take your hand and pull your pelvis in and up a little bit. And breathe. And then go ahead and come back up. And let us walk that left leg forward now. A little bit of balance here. That back shin still pushing into the floor, the glutes still engaged. And then once the front leg goes straight, make sure the quad's engaged on that front leg. And we're going to point and flex the foot. And you can bring your torso down now if you'd like. We'll point and flex. Make sure your hips are square, but they're not twisting. And we'll point and flex here. And then when you feel ready, you're going to hold the foot flexed and endeavor to bring your forehead down to meet your toes. Check that your left hip's not twisted forward any. Maybe nudge it back a little bit. And deep breaths. Then we can bring our torso up just a bit here, and we're going to try our front leg lift. So we're going to go for 5 today. So we're going to flex the front foot, make sure your quad is engaged, make sure that kneecap's lifting up, Bring your torso up as high as you need to, and we're gonna lift the front foot for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead and set it down, and we're gonna bend the front knee and come into a little bit deeper lunge here on the back leg. Feel free to hang here for a moment. If you'd like, you can push your shin into the floor and bring your knee up off the floor, or tuck your toes under and then bring your knee up. Whole time we're gonna engage that right glute, so give it a good squeeze. And think about your hips sinking down towards the floor, that low back lengthening. And go ahead and set the back knee down. And we're gonna do some booty kicks. So bringing that right foot up towards the butt. We're gonna make sure we're in our nice deep lunge here and then kick our own butts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower the leg. Let's come back into our triangle. And then for funsies, we're just gonna rotate to our right side here. So rotating around to the side of our mat. So the leg that was in front is now out to the side. I'm going to invite you to bring the bottom of the foot to the floor if you can. Toes are facing the same way your head is. And we're just gonna rock our hips back a little bit. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, you can deepen your side reach here by sliding that left leg out more. You should be feeling this through the inside of the leg. Again, if not, you can walk the leg out further. Toes facing the same way as your head will help lengthen through the ankle as well. But you're also welcome to have your toes out to the side if you want. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and come back up, and we're gonna switch sides. So we're coming up, so our right leg is forward, left leg is back. Okay, for that left leg, we're pushing the shin down into the floor. We're making sure the left glute is engaged. And then we're gonna think about lengthening our low back, kind of like we come into imprint on the floor. So engaging the muscles to bring the pubic bone in and up. Arms can come up overhead. And if you'd like to introduce a lateral bend, go ahead and lean to the right. Hang here for a moment. And then back up to center. Okay, let's walk the right leg forward. Keeping the left glute engaged, left shin into the floor. Getting that right leg inching forward. Once it strains, engage that right quad, lifting the kneecap up. And you can bring your torso down and start the point and flex of that front foot. Point and flex, point and flex. Check that your hips aren't twisted. I'm gonna push my right hip back just a smidge. Okay. When you feel like things are starting to relax some, we're gonna hold the front foot flexed and then endeavor to bring our forehead down to meet it. This is giving us a good stretch through the whole back of the leg, everything we worked during our shoulder bridge series. Keep the quad engaged, so we want this really active to protect the knee. We're gonna bring our torso up now some, whatever high you need it to be so you can lift the front leg, and we have our 5 lifts here. So here we go. Lift up for 5, and we have 4, woo, and 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead and set the leg back down, come back into your forward fold. Okay, now bend the front knee, and we're gonna go into a little bit of a deeper lunge here on the left side. This is where you can push your shin down into the floor to lift your knee, or if that makes your knee angry, which it does for me, I'm gonna tuck my toes under and then come up that way, coming up onto the ball of my foot. Think about lengthening through the front of the left hip here, lengthening through the low back. A few deep breaths. And then we're going to lower that left knee back down and then bring the left foot up towards the booty. And here we go. We got 10 kicks. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower back down. Come back into triangle pose for a moment here. Okay, now we're going to come up just a bit and rotate our bodies here to the left. And we're going to let the right leg slide along the floor however much we need to for our stretch. Toes are going to rotate to point forward if you'd like. Foot flat on the ground. And then we're going to lean back. And again, you can adjust this by how deep you let your pelvis go or how far out to the side your right leg is. I'm just going to hang here for a moment. Try and keep the right quad engaged throughout to keep the knee safe. A few deep breaths. Okay. And then go ahead and come on out of it. I like to straighten my foot first, bring my torso up, and then bring the leg in. And there you go. So let's give our arms just a few minutes of love here. So come to seated, whatever seated position is most comfortable for you right now. And grab your stretchy band, ideally a long band, so we can do the sideways thing. Or if you don't have one, you can just do a booty band. And then maybe have like a water bottle or weight for this. And yeah, let's just do a quickish flow. I encourage you to try and keep your neck relaxed throughout. See how much your neck wants to help with this. Mine's feeling grippy today, so that's a reminder for me too. Okay, so once you get comfy, let us start first with our palms up, elbows tucked in at the side here, and then the band between our hands. Thumbs are out to the side, and we're just going to pulse open and then back to neutral. It's really important here that the elbows stay in at the side. You can even squeeze them in a little bit, and that they're at about a 90-degree angle. We're just going for about 10 of these, trying to keep the neck relaxed. We probably have 6. I think we have 6 left. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, my neck is really grippy today. If you're feeling any tension in your neck, maybe take a moment and stretch it out. I like to take my hand and push away. Do the other side real quick. I'm pushing the skin away from my jaw down towards my collarbone. Okay. So next up is we're going to do that angle open position. So let's take one hand, anchor it at our hip, right here on top of our thigh. Other hand is holding our band. And let's do a little test. So bring your arm up. You want a little bit of resistance here, but you don't want the band so tight that you can't get up. So that will help you adjust where you're holding it. Then bring it to your hip. And off we go. So we're going to open up. Make sure that your wrist is, your palm should face forward as you open, and then come back down. Arms should be straight. I need a bit more of a workout here, so I'm decreasing the length of my strap. Here we go, keep going. We're going to do about 15 of these. Straight, go for a good angle here. We don't want it too far down, too far up. We want kind of that straight line between our hands. Okay, let's go for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, then we're going to switch sides. So just take your other hand, place it on your thigh, bring your other arm across, and off we go. Open it. Make sure your palm's facing forward. Make sure there's no bend in your wrist here. Bring it back down and repeat. So that means we have 14, 13. As you're up, feel engagement along your shoulder blade. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Okay, so last thing we're going to do is we're going to bring our arms up overhead, and then we're going to start to bring them back. So let's start by hands on knees, and then you're going to come up, arms straight here, and start to feel into this. If you have a big stretchy band like this, that is great. If you don't, you can use a yoga strap. Just know as you go back, you'll have to give yourself some give. I think we all have long bands here. Okay, and reach back. Oh, Tina, you might not. I remember you couldn't find them. So yoga strap for this. And then start to lower back behind you. And again, if you're not using something stretchy, just let your hands slide. And then we're coming back up. And down to these. Let's just go these nice, slow. Lift and then come down. If you want to work on I think I got booted. Y'all, I'm back. That was weird. Were we getting through the arm stuff, or did it freeze or something before that? Okay. We were just doing the 5 arm things, and then we were done. So if you did your arms, we're done. My goodness. Of course, if you would like to do a plank to round out your practice, you are very welcome to. But yeah, with that abrupt ending, this class is a wrap. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.